Okay, so we'll go right to it. We will start with a bowl, right? And there are two major ways that I tap center, and I call them both tap centering, or I consider them both tap centering. We call one bump centering, one tap, but we'll do tap first. So tap centering is taking my right hand and hitting the work while my left hand at 10 and 7-ish control the work. Now, I don't know if anybody here has raced cars, but what I want to do is make it so there's no more traction on the piece. So the piece is no longer like stuck, and we want it to be loose. We want the pot to be loose, and once it's loose, there's nothing really holding it in a position, and we're going to apply a little bit of pressure with our left hand tickles so that it drives it to the middle. So first step is to figure out how hard to tap something. If we hit it too hard, it just goes flying off the wheel, right? So we need to hit it enough to move it, but not so much that it moves too far. So one of the ways is to put it on the surface that you plan on doing the tap centering. Take your right hand and tap it. We want it to move like 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. We don't want it to move a 1/2 inch. We don't want it to not move. Practicing this is one of the most important parts. You got to figure out how hard to hit it. And ideally you want it to go a lot of it and then lesser and lesser and lesser, all while maintaining that same cadence. If you're hitting it, 1, you still want to hit it less and less. But typically we're going to be hitting it like that. Now, a lot of the ways people are taught to tap center is to do it by timing and wait for it to hit a certain place or position and then magically hit it the right hardness at the right position to get it into the middle. That's hard. Could I do it? I mean, I could do it, but I don't want to. We're going to do it by tapping, controlling with our left hand. I'm going to tap, 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 tap. I'm going to tap lighter and lighter and lighter until the piece goes into the middle. All right? I got to look at the piece and not the camera. And it's pretty easy, right? So again, left finger's tickling, right hand tapping, and I'm going to get it loose so that it's lost its traction. I'm going to tickle with my left, lighter and lighter and lighter until the piece goes to the middle. Now, I mean, that's not super hard, right? That's pretty easy. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have it out to the side. I'm going to hit it to make it so it's not, like I can hit it out here. And if I'm hitting it out here, it's sliding that whole time, right? So there's no traction, but I'm going to do that so that my left catches just a little bit. And then go lighter and lighter. And it goes to the middle. The tickle this is kind of what's driving it. Or steering it. This is what's kind of gently putting it into the middle. Now, we could fail at this if we stopped it from spinning. If we were holding the piece and stopping it from spinning, this ain't doing nothing. It's got to spin. It's got to be just a little bit of touching, just a tickle, right? And a tap, 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 lighter and lighter and lighter. I was trying to do it through my phone, and in this method, you don't get to a point where, you're done. No, you visually got to look, and you got to look to make sure that you're in the middle. So if I'm looking at my phone and doing it, I'm a little bit late, and I'm just continuing to tap and I miss it. All right? So this is with a bowl. It's pretty easy so it doesn't fall over and everything. And then we're going to graduate to peanuts. It's a little bit taller. I'm doing things change a little bit. When we start to get to taller things, we need to make sure we're hitting low enough that the piece slides. If we hit too high on a piece, it's going to rotate, and when it rotates, it's going to want to tip rather than slide. So if I'm down here, I got my 10 and 2 tickles. I'm just going to start lower on the piece. Same thing until it goes into the middle, right? Super easy. Now, that's tap centering. Bump centering is a little bit different. Bump centering, I'm going to use my fingers and tickle at 10 and 2, and my thumbs are going to bump. So bumping is a lot harder to see than tapping, because tapping I'm using my whole hand and the inertia of my hand to hit the piece. Bumping, I'm going to be at the bottom, I'm going to be like, dee, 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 dee. It's going to be little, tickling up here. And I'm going to bump, 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 bump. And when you make the bump noise, you got to increase the pitch as you go so that it goes in the middle. So it's bump, 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 bump.